Hey guys, it's Hillbeast here, and this is episode 15 commentary with the Rio saying something intelligent bar, which you should have
doesn't
noticed
really help.
It never goes up because Rio.
She doesn't ever say anything intelligent.
No.
Ever. So another one of these, another world scenes here. These are real. Like these were really aggravating because we're not gonna spoil the actual show, but it's like this really doesn't even get explained until the second season. So
and by second season we mean the very last episode of the second season.
Yeah, so these don't get explained, so it's very hard to write for them. Another iPhone reference.
Yeah, this is the iPhone reference in the other world going on about how
the funny thing is, when he made this reference is that actually the iPhone, because before he made the joke about saying, oh, on Verizon, and that was wrong. But then when this episode was made, iPhone actually had just come to Verizon. So immediately he said, oh, let's make a joke about iPhone being on Verizon now.
Yeah. It's so hard, gotta do the troll-lows with doggies. Hey, doggies. This is really that Sunohara's just
I think the Rio saying something intelligent meter was something fun to do for this episode. Just a little bit of editing fun that we had. Yeah. Something different for an episode for once.
It was, a lot of the things which are introduced in the disclaimer is all stuff that I've thought of after I've scripted, after we've planned everything all out. It's usually something which I've come up with during the recording sessions. That's why there's no reference to the Rio saying something intelligent but in the episode itself.
Yeah, so more of Katomi, because... Well, actually, more of Katomi's. I believe Katomi's story arc was ended in the previous episode, if I recall right.
This is now moving on to the Theatre Club arc.
And Katomi's lines get really minimized in this, even though her face is kind of like in a shot a majority of the time. This was Brittany, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is Brittany.
The only character she voiced in this whole series so far. Yeah. Probably the only one that she's going to do.
Yeah.
So at this point, pretty much so now that pretty much because we're at the point where Tomoyo isn't going to appear for a while now, and this is pretty much the only episode. This is like the episode where Brittany does a guest appearance.
Yeah.
And so, this is one of Polka's introductions.
This was
characters.
A voice which we when we were doing it, we had no idea what to do with the voice, so we're just like, let's come up with a voice for him. And Polka was like, let's do a real dirt voice. And it was like, when she went and did it, I was just like, that's hilarious, let's just do it. Except it wasn't in such a monotone voice when I was doing it. I was actually bursting out laughing when I first heard it. I still can't listen to it with a straight face.
See, this particular episode, now that I'm doing Katomi here, and Katomi's kind of a supporting character for this episode, this is the part where we're finally getting the part where Mark's being phased out as the primary voice actor, and we're getting up to the point where we're having two primaries. It kind of, I love that joke, how he put the mute on her.
I like, it's slowly gone from me doing all the voices to me doing most of the voices, and now it's just me doing some of the voices now.
Yeah,
it's kind of
Mark
sad
still is
that
about
my
half.
Show, and I'm writing myself out of it. It's not someone else is writing me out, it's me writing myself out.
But it's a good thing, though, because I feel with two lead voice actors, it kind of makes things... Oh, this is Ellie's voice here as well.
Yeah, this is Ellie's first appearance as Mei Sunohara.
I loved her Mei Sunohara voice. I felt that was done really well.
She was great in Ichiban, so we just had to bring her over into Clannad.
Yeah, we felt she was really appropriate for the role, and she's been very professional from day one even, and she's been extremely reliable. So we just couldn't help but think that, she did just a great job.
Yeah. And also, let's put a shout out, guys. Ichiban is coming back. Gotta watch it. Please subscribe to it. It is a very good show. I assure you it is good. It's not just some crappy show which I do on the side. It really is a very good show.
Yeah, we just had some delays and stuff getting it done, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, this, during the time that this episode was made, we actually spent a lot of time trolling Gaia just for fun.
Yeah.
So we made a lot of jokes about trolling Gaia and stuff.
Yeah, like PMs and stuff like that. I think like I was being threatened by one of the moderators being banned because I was joining in someone else's trolling or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, I just get a lot of inspiration from Gaia for Sunohara. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, Sunohara's character is pretty much primarily based on the stereotypical trolls from like Gaia online.
Yeah.
Like, not even the 4chan trolls. He's based on, like, shit trolls, pretty much. We pretty much decided we want to make him seem like a troll that fails a majority of the time.
He's a fail troll.
So...
And
this story. Now, the funny thing is, remember how, the club in this episode, we were going to call it something else, but we changed it to the Masturbators Club?
Yeah, originally it was going
to make it less offensive.
And, like, then we were like, oh, let's just call it the Masturbators Club. And then we changed the story, and it fits so beautifully that we were like,
yeah, because,
the Masturbators Club now.
The funny thing is, Mark was originally going to call it something else that would have been way more offensive.
Yeah.
And I suggest we change it to the Masturbators Club to make it completely ridiculous.
Yeah. And it just fit so well in the script. We were like, yep, it's definitely gonna work. Oh, Raping Man! Raping Man had to come back because he was so good. Everyone loves Raping Man.
The funny thing about this is, the irony is, this is actually less offensive than what it was going to be. We won't say what it was, but we will say that
under our hats. But this was less offensive than it was originally going to be.
This was far less offensive. It was going to be really bad, but.
But no, yes, this episode turned out quite well because like everything was so dramatic, but we were just taking the piss out of it. Especially with Surhar, how he was throwing the juice carton at the ground. He was like,
oh. The stick your foot up my ass thing. Originally, she was just going to say, like, piss or something.
Yeah.
But we were talking to a friend at the time, and they told us, oh, you should do something like, stick your foot up my ass. And, like, in the next scene, you'd be like, ankle deep! You know, so we ended up putting that in there.
Yeah.
Just because. Also, an interesting thing to point out is the entire episode, Poco was talking with that voice during the recording, so we couldn't take half of what she was saying seriously throughout the whole thing, so we just were laughing. There's, like, probably hours of outtakes just because we were just sitting there laughing.
I remember seeing an outtake from around here when, like, everyone was, like, keeping on saying in the butt or something like that. I can't remember what the word
in the butt, in the butt. I kept going in the butt, in the butt.
While Tomoya was trying to do a really serious scene, like, trying to do something really, really serious with Nagi-san, like, people were going in the butt. So that's the thing, is like, with our recording sessions, now that we're getting bigger, and we're all starting to work together a lot more, like, the recording sessions were so much fun
Actual translation here. Actual translation. Let's go screw around somewhere. It's just such a bad line.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is where I am actually introduced as the resource room girl, who we don't give a name.
Yeah, she's just the resource room girl. I think I even write her as that in the actual script. I can't remember.
Yep, in the actual script, that's what she's listed as. We don't even give her the proper name, which is Yukine.
Yeah. Because we just don't care about her. She's just not that important. She has like 2 episodes and after story about her, and that's about it.
I'm actually kind of proud of my voice for her for some reason. I don't know why. I felt that it was I felt it was feminine enough to where she seemed female, but still not like all the way there. Kind of tomboyish. I kind of liked how it turned out with that.
But
she actually sounds believable. And my female voices are usually pretty shit, so.
Yeah. Oh god, here goes Fuko again. Joining in to ruin everything. Oh, that's right. I put a lens flare on her because everyone kept on going on about, like, actually no, nobody went on about Fuko, but I was like, oh, let's put a lens flare in to make her seem angelic. Because nobody cares about Fuko, let's just be honest, nobody likes her.
I like how the flare actually follows her around, too.
Yeah. I sat there for about 5 minutes making the flare follow her.
I like how in the actual episode she really doesn't accomplish anything there either.
No, she just comes in, annoys everyone, then leaves.
I kind of felt this scene was unneeded because Tomoyo really doesn't do anything in this part. We're entering the Tomoyo arc soon, aren't we?
Yeah, this episode is mainly the theater club, but like it's building into the Tomoyo arc. So it's about 3 or 4 episodes we get for Tomoyo, which is kind of a shame as well. It's like Katomi, she deserves more episodes, but the writers never gave her a lot more.
Even though she got her own spin-off game, which was, which is a hentai game.
Yeah. But the thing is with Tomoyo, it's like it's not like Katomi. It's not as devastating as Katomi, where like they were both into each other and they're like, no, fuck you. Because with Tomoyo, is at least Tomoyo wasn't really into her.
I know what basketball is, dumbass. Yeah. This idea that he comes up with is very random in my opinion.
It's ridiculous. It's like why the hell would How would that work? Like, let's play basketball. If I win, then yeah, we get the club. It's a real Yu-Gi-Oh sort of method of winning something.
Yeah, and I hate how we have to point out that we didn't take that from Little Karibo, but we're just making a generalized statement that he's happened to make. I can't stop pooping. That was
a reference to Little Karibo,
which we do not make those very often.
No.
I think that was like the only one we did directly.
People keep on saying, "Oh, is that a reference?" And I'm like, "No, it wasn't. It just happened to happen. I didn't intend for it to happen. I just write the script, and then like the line came into my head, and like I realized after it, like I published the episode, and I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, that was something that
most of our jokes are derived from. Oh, if you pause the video right there, you can see a little bit of a interesting image. Interesting image that we use. This. We might get most of our jokes from watching the actual episode and just stuff that's general joking. Like, we try not to make references to other stuff just because it's so annoying.
Yeah, and the thing is with reference jokes, it's like you have to have both watched this show and the thing that we're referring to actually get the joke. And it's just annoying if you got to keep on saying, oh, you got to watch this movie, you got to watch that movie, you got to watch this obscure thing which we've watched but you probably haven't. I just find it's better just to make jokes. Don't just sit there referring to someone and hoping that people will get the joke. If you can make a reference joke and it is a joke on its own and it's funny on its own, then sure, that's good. Go ahead and do it.
And of course, another appearance by Ellie.
Yep. I don't want shit on his dick. No bloopers in this episode because I thought the episode was too long, but the episode wasn't really long. Like, more episodes keep getting longer after this one. But yeah. Oh, Tomoya. He's so dumb, doesn't even know that the dial tone. That's kind of a reference to movies. Like, people keep on talking to the phone. Like, they're like, are you there? You still there? You there? Like, even though the friggin' phone's beeping in their ear. No, they're not there!
Alright, and that'll conclude this episode.